Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Billy and Courtney with Apex Alpha.
Hello.
Okay, so finished up this knife today, and I'm gonna call it finished. I've been, you're gonna see some smudges on there because I've been doing some testing with it. You gotta test your own product. So this is a prototype, and as you see, I don't really have bevels on the knife. It didn't start off that way. It started off as a full flat grind from the tip to the spine. It was flat, and then I was playing around with some other grinding techniques, and I wound up grinding it at about a 3/4 flat grind, and then I didn't really like it. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I really didn't like it the way it was. So first of all, I saw Scab destroy a buck. A damn nice buck too.
Okay.
It was he was batoning it, and it wasn't his fault. This is my take on the video.
Yeah.
Is he wasn't hitting it that hard. The knife is designed to be a hard use knife, right? It's designed to be a hard use knife. It was in, I want to say S45N or S35N or something like that. It had a ball seat treat.
Fixed blade.
It's a fixed blade.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And it belonged to JR. And anyway, that knife kind of made me wonder, what would it take to make a knife strictly for batoning? It's not going to be anything else. It's not, it might do a little bit of chopping,
Right, but its primary goal is batoning.
Primarily, it's going to be, it's going to be a batoner or something to that extent. So we went with a full convex grind. It's probably got a 45-degree angle on it. Not, you can think about how, maybe not 45. It looks more like about a 35. So, it ain't going to be a paper cutter.
Right.
Well, it's
really thick behind the edge.
It's thick behind the edge. It's extremely thick behind the edge. This knife is way too thick to do things that light. But we got a few things in here today. We're going to be, we're going to show you what the knife will and will not do. But this is like a special purpose knife. It's ugly as all get out. It did have an apocalypse finish on it, but I had to do some touch-up work on the blade, so I knew that finish had to come off. I may or may not put it back on there. I don't know. I got this thing like almost a mirror finish all the way around. I'm kind of digging the way it looks. It does still need some finishing touch-up pieces. I got some scratches back here. Now this higher mirror polished finish will scratch up easy.
Oh.
It'll take scratches a lot easier than say a working finish. So that's something to take into consideration.
Which steel was this?
5160.
There we go.
So it was a 5160. It was in a 1/4 inch blade stock. The knife, you see how it tapers? So it's a 1/4 inch blade stock here at the handle, but it's probably closer to 3/16. And I do not have my calipers in here.
You left them up there, didn't you?
I left them up there. So it's closer to 3/16 inch blade stock at the spine. So it's going to work its way down from that. Nice robust handle. We got a 10-inch knife. Got a 5-inch handle with a 5-inch blade. No.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. 5-inch blade with a 4.5-inch cutting edge.
Yeah, that is right. A 5-inch blade, and I'm talking about from tip to here, with a 4.5-inch cutting edge. And you don't have much of a pointy tip. It's not for stabbing and penetrating and stuff like that. It may stab, it may penetrate, but it's not going to be like that's not going to be. It's not your primary belt knife, man. This is like something got me thinking about Matt and how he hikes the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
And like Matt was talking about how heavy everything was, and like he was like, I really I got to cut my hatchet, but I don't have a knife that I could depend on,
to cut wood.
Yeah,
But the axes are too heavy.
But the axes are they're too heavy. So my goal in this was it was kind of dual purpose. I watched that knife fall to the wrists with Scab, and then then I remember our conversation with Matt. 12 ounces is still not a light knife.
No.
Still not a light knife, y'all, but it's lighter than a hatchet. I think my East Wing Camp Axe was 34 ounces or something like that. So, okay. What will it not do? First thing it won't do, it won't cut paper. I know it won't cut paper. Find me a piece of paper. Not gonna be a paper cutter. It's actually cutting paper.
Fairly well.
Yeah, I mean you can do this with an axe too. You know, you gotta
Get at the right angle.
Yeah, if you got a sharp axe, you can actually cut paper with it. I've seen it done before. But it's not, it's not supposed to be a paper cutter. And it's not supposed to be a food prep either. But we do got some food, right? What we got?
Oh, sorry, I left it over there.
Not a problem. What is this?
That's
peach?
my peach I'm gonna eat.
Oh, you're gonna
when
eat
we
the
cut
peach.
it.
Okay, 1 second. So we got a potato. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be a great potato peeler, but a man, a single dude like hiking the Appalachian might have some potatoes with him or something like that to throw in a crock pot or something similar. You know, like if not really an electric crock pot. So yeah, not going to be the greatest potato peeler. I suppose you could get away with it. It's doing a little better than I thought it would. But not.
You gotta be at just the right angle.
Yeah, you got to be just at the right angle. Not.
It's gonna slide right over the pot.
But as far as like processing a potato for a crock pot, like assuming that you that is
A tough potato.
that is a tough potato. Let's see if it's just as tough with a say still Formax Scout. I bet it goes through a little easier. Yeah,
Yep.
it does go through easier. But it will process a potato. It's just not going to be like the potato processor, right? So like not going to be the greatest potato processor, and that's okay, because it's not really designed to be a potato processor. But yeah, that material got a huge robust tip too, crown spine. Oh yeah, let's throw this way or whatever. Got the garbage bag?
Yep.
Okay, there goes the garbage bag. All right. Everybody knows about the banana thing, right? Like if you got a nice thin behind the edge knife when you go to cut a banana, you don't smash the banana with the weight of the blade. I don't expect this knife to be a banana slicer. Let's see what the Formax Scout does. It actually made it through it. This is a green banana, y'all. This is all our grocery store had. So that's what we had to work with. Yep. Wow. Well, it's not that bad. So it will process the banana. I mean, I don't know anybody eats banana like this.
No.
But the green are tougher.
I want to say something.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
Be careful.
Wow, look at there. That's
What's
nice
wrong?
and easy. Oh, sorry. I was just wondering. Like, that tip will still cut through.
Interesting.
Peeled
Okay.
it right back.
Well, it did something. Okay, so not a banana processor. So I expected to kind of treat the apple the same way it did the potato.
Yeah.
Like I don't expect it to be an apple peeler. No, like it would take you days, or it'd take me days. There might be some of these guys out here might like, my dad could, peel an apple with a broomstick and one hand tied behind his back. That's how my uncle used to shoot pool. All right, but anyway, processing an apple. You can do it. You can
They're
do
not
it.
going to be pretty slices.
Not going to be the prettiest slices in the world. At the end of the video, I'll show you a little bit of batoning some wood. It was a 1x6. It was very hard, but yeah, this wouldn't be my apple knife. Like I said, not a main belt knife, right? Not at all. Okay. Okay, so citrus. We hear a lot of people talk about citrus being a lot like human flesh. As far as you got the skin and then what's inside, it's kind of like the muscles and stuff like that. So I don't know that it'll stab.
Oh, there we go.
It will stab, but like I guess with like say if you got a Warncliffe, like
Yeah.
you're going in, and then this is not a stabbing knife, because it's a sheep's foot or a Warncliffe or whatever you want to call it. So like, but it does a better job at stabbing. So this is not going to be a stabbing knife. The processing orange, it will, but it wouldn't be my orange knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not bad.
No, it's not doing bad. Not doing bad at all. But it's not, it wouldn't be the knife that I'd go to slice an orange, but. Courtney said,
We may not throw away the orange.
Yeah, man, let's not throw away the orange. Courtney wants to eat it. Okay. All right, for our last demonstration, we got the onion. Another thing that some people may have on their trail, like to throw in a bag. These things are nasty. They're medicinal. They're not supposed to be eaten, but some
You gotta
of you,
peel that crap off. You don't really cut it.
is that what we got to do? See, I don't know shit about onions. There's that's
Hope you all have headphones on.
yeah. I know about blooming onions.
Yeah, he'll
Well,
eat
this thing
those.
fucking stinks. That's a
Those they
Vidalia.
last.
That's a Vidalia onion. The dog wants out now. You see what we did? Okay. We're gonna pause. Okay, so I don't want to be like the guy that like reviews his own knife. We're gonna send this to Scab, and we're probably gonna make Scab one. I'm not sure if like. I know he's like a red and black handle kind of guy, so I wouldn't mind him making him one in red and black. But Courtney, you didn't make the knife. What do you think about the handle and stuff and be like for real?
I seriously like the grip on it. There's no hot spots. There's nothing poking me. It's heavy in the front, or it seems heavy front to me, which is going to be good for the chopping and the batoning. Why did you do the crown spine?
The crown spine for batoning, all right. So in geometry and physics, like a circle will take an impact harder, and
Than a
be more
90 degree.
robust than a 90-degree angle. So you're not striking a ferrule rod on this knife unless you use the edge. And on this knife, you may actually get away with that. I don't know. That's I think it's going to look better with a forced patina.
Yeah.
Like it's for longer. 5160 is just not the steel. Like that. All the
It's
vegetation.
not gonna stay shiny.
It's not going to stay shiny. We can already see it starting to change, even after wiping it off and stuff. But
I really like the handles though.
kind of like the handles too. Still, got some touch-up work that needs to be done. It shouldn't be like a huge, get a small wheel attachment back on there and smooth some of this stuff out. But it was a pleasure to make, man. This was a very fun knife to make, and I don't know how useful it would be for everybody's applications. But I think for people that are hiking the Appalachian for 200 miles or for 70 miles or however many miles,
Or if
they
you know
decide to
you're
do it.
going to a like backwoods, not your campground type campsite, and you're gonna have to be preparing your own wood and crap.
Yeah,
Like sometimes it's easier to fit something like this in with your bag if you're gonna be carrying it on your back out a couple of miles to your campsite.
right. Well, that's the Appalachian Knax is what I'm calling it. The Knax, Knax, half knife, half X. That's the premises behind this knife. So that's what I'm going with. What do you got there? What are you doing?
Look at that poor little peach seed.
That's a peach seed.
Yeah. What
Wow.
the heck happened to it?
GMOs. That's sad.
It was right there.
But okay, keep an eye out for that knife on Scab's video. I don't know if he'll do a video on it or not. I'm gonna send it to him and ask him what he thinks about it. Like the with it being a prototype, there's all kinds of things that can change. One thing I know I will definitely change is this pin, this G10 pin.
Come back some.
Yes, it's coming back some. It needs to come back to about right here.
Mm-hmm. So that you've got more room to do what you need to do with the handle there.
Yeah, yeah, it's working, but I wouldn't have shaped this handle like this if I didn't put that pin there. It is epoxy on, so like what is some sort of acrylic resin style handle. It's supposed to be pretty tough. It felt like it was pretty tough. I was trying to break it with my hand and didn't do that. So you got one pin here and one pin here. Both of those are G10, but that pin on the next model will come back to here. 100% for sure. That's a change that'll be happening. That way I can shape this the way I want to. Any other things you see that we want to change for the next model? I love the way that damn thing fits in my hand. Like it's probably a bad habit I got right now. I'm making these things to my hand. So,
well, no, because my hand as well. Like to me, it's still just as comfortable.
Right.
And y'all know I'm picky about some handles.
Yeah, but you also married to me, so you don't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, I will.
Well, y'all heard it. Okay, then.
Everybody knows I'm mean to you.
You are mean to me. It's like a little chihuahua who would bite my ankles.
Yeah, and it probably would have given you a little more freedom to get that right
Yeah.
without worrying about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was like one of the hiccups we had, or I had, when I was making the knife. I was trying to put this little groove in here. See if you guys can see that. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. But I hit the metal. So I had to go back on the other side and hit that metal too. Just to make it look right. But it's got a rounded type of thing going on without any hot spots now. It's not rounded, it's not crowned, but it's it feels okay. But leave them in the comments, man. What do you think about it? Would you use something like this? Do you see anybody having any practical purpose? I'll be straight up 100% honest, man. When we gonna prepare some wood, we usually have a camp axe with us, and we have no problem using a camp axe. That's not something. Go ahead. No.
One thing I will say, a difference between a camp axe and a knife that is made to be able to go through some wood batoning. A camp axe is more difficult to beat the small pieces of wood with.
It stays straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where if you're wanting to go straight down and have some smaller pieces to start that fire at the bottom, it's much harder to do that with the axes.
So get some tinder with the knife. Yeah. And man, I've got a lot of knives we've just completely beat the shit out of, and I've never had the issue of it breaking or anything. But like I said, man, not really designed to be your primary belt knife, more or less. And this is the only one. I'm not trying to sell it to you. But I do want your thoughts and your opinions, because I didn't do the full convex grind like Bark River and a lot of your other brands do it, because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that. I sent pictures to Donnie B all day, and I said, dude, I'm trying to do a full convex grind, and I don't know if I'm doing it right. And he said, I can tell you this. I said, what's up? He said, you ain't doing it wrong. And I said, okay. Well, I mean, I'll take that. I appreciate it. But anyway, this one might go around the block. May see if Scab wants to send it to people just to get some feedback. Like I know there's some things I want to change about it, but like we'll talk to Scab. May just build another one and go ahead and make those changes. But see how important he thinks that is before we do some testing on it. You guys have a great one.
Catch you on the flip side.
There we go.